Yes guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I wish I knew when I first started in the online sales game, right? I would say the first thing is genuinely that it's not even about who has the most skill, right? What it actually is who has the most market or brand presence and who has stayed in the game long enough. Doing those inputs day in, day out is what is genuinely going to separate yourself from people that come into the game, do a few things here and there, realize it's hard, and then they just fuck off, right? That's what's going to set you apart. Just continuously doing those inputs and then things will work out. Now, another thing that I wish I knew at the start of, kind of getting into this journey is it's not really about how much money you're making, because if you kind of go back to basics and go back to like why you're doing things and X, Y, Z, most of the time it's not necessarily because of making this amount of money a month or making this amount of money a year or whatever that might be. Usually it comes down to some other things, like you want to have a good physique, you want to be able to do what you want to do, you want to be able to travel, you want to have freedom. It's not necessarily about the money, but it's more about the person. So instead of trying to get the money, just become the person that can get the money and the money will follow. And if you focus more on getting the attributes of that person, then that will follow quickly after. But alongside that, you'll also be the person that you want to be. Because one thing that I did at the start was I just went balls in. I was working every single day as hard as I could, which is very, very good. But I also neglected my health a lot. So I probably could have made a lot more gym progress if I just stayed consistent with that. And it's not to say that I wouldn't have still been able to work as hard. However, if I kept that into my routine, it would have made things a lot easier. Like now, trying to kind of come back to that and get a good physique, if I just kept putting the inputs in at the start, I would be fine. And I think ultimately I would have probably made more money if I hadn't just focused on work, which is kind of counterintuitive, especially with the hustle culture that is, in our society or in the space or whatever you want to kind of call it. It sounds a little bit counterintuitive. However, sometimes you have to take a couple steps back to take a few leaps forward. Another thing I'd say is in terms of offer hopping, what you need to do is you need to look for an offer that has good marketing and also a solid sales system or sales process. If the offer doesn't have good marketing, you're going to be in a little bit of a position, right? Because without good marketing, you're not going to have the lead flow needed, and without a solid sales system, it's not going to be dialed enough in for you to be able to maximize the amount of money that you can actually convert from that offer. But if those two elements are dialed in, even if it's not maybe exactly where you want it to be, but you can see the vision and you stay in that offer, think about how much that offer owner is going to value you as time goes on. There are people that have worked in my company that have literally been with me for over a year now. I am way more likely to give them way more opportunities because they've stayed loyal. A lot of people come in, they offer hop, they don't look at the long term, but you don't want to be thinking about it as in like how much money can this offer make me, but more what can this offer do to progress my career within this industry, if that makes sense. Another thing I would do is don't wait to do things. Like, I'll be honest, like I'm out in Thailand, Bangkok right now. You can fly out here for literally like £440, right? And then you can get a good villa down south for about £300, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is because at the start I made the mistake of thinking that I need to wait to do all this stuff until I'm at 10, 20, 30, 50, 100k a month. But I've hit those goals and now the goals shifted to the next goal. I guess the lesson here is don't wait until you've hit X amount of money. Just do the stuff that you want to do, but maybe do it in a budget friendly way, whatever. For example, you can easily go out to Eastern Europe for very cheap. Just change your environment, because if you wait to change your environment, which is probably the thing that is going to change everything, you're essentially delaying the progress that could be made. Comes back to what we were saying before, like don't wait to be the person, just be the person, just do the things, figure it out. If you come out to Thailand with no bread and no offer, and you have 2 weeks worth of money and you've got 2 weeks worth of accommodation, you're here for 2 weeks, no one else is here, you will make it work. Like, trust me, you're gonna make it work. So yeah, I guess that's probably like the main things that I wish I knew when I first started in the space. If you found this valuable or whatever, drop me a message on Instagram. I'm running a paid placement program right now for online remote sales reps into a role that you're 100% happy with. So potentially I can help you out there. If not, just go check out my Instagram, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you liked about the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.